Welcome to Smart Investing. This is a very interesting day. So the deadline of the 2nd of April is going to be very soon, in 1 or 2 days. Then we will know. The market seems to have panicked today, but what we're going to see is that surprisingly it has recovered dramatically during the day. At some point I was like, wow, we are breaking a lot of very important level. But thankfully the market recovered within the same day, which is very important, Okay, before we go into every single detail about this market update, I invite you to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thanks so much. Let's go straight into it. Let's start with the usual QQQ. You can see the huge candle that we've seen today. And thankfully, this is a green candle, but look at that. It actually went to 457 and closed at 470, close to 470, back to the level of the last 2 weeks. You see, what is very interesting about today is that it broke the lows of the last 2 weeks, and quite dramatically. It went very much lower. I was thinking that we will go to this level, of 450. But thankfully, during the day, a lot of buyers stepped in to push back the price to the limit of the lows of the last 2 weeks, which really showed that there is a lot of buyers waiting to buy the dip. And there is so much uncertainty in the market, especially with the 2nd of April tariff deadline looming and all the speculation around this 2nd of April deadline, that investors are just panicking. This is a clear sign of panicking. Look at that, within the same day we have an increase intraday of 2.6%. This is crazy, We are living interesting time, What is interesting also is that if you look at the Bollinger Bands on the daily, you can see it touch the limit of the Bollinger Band, actually even go much further than the Bollinger Band limits, but it went back straight into the Bollinger Band limits. So if you look at the Kettler bands, the same. We had the low limit at the Kettler interval bands, and you can see that we are actually rebounded from that level. So both the Bollinger Band and the KC band, both are touching on the lower side, and that's a clear sign that we should rebound to at least the medium of those two range, which is about 490. But today is a great day because we tested actually a breakdown from these lows, and the market managed to close at the highest of the day and to the close of the lows of the last 2 weeks. That's why I'm not so worried. But during the day I was a bit worried. That we would break to the next level down. But thankfully we closed at that level today. Let's see tomorrow. What is also showing the level of uncertainty is the VIX went up dramatically today, but just quite. You see, it went up by 15% at the same time, on the same day, went up by 15%, same day, went down by 10%. Can you believe this variation of volatility within a same day, same trading day, just to tell you how much panic there is in the market? This is crazy. I never seen that before, Level of bearishness and nervousness and whatever, this is quite amazing. When you look at the SPY, you look at this candle, such a big candle, went down dramatically, the same. It broke the lowest of the last 2 weeks, you see, slightly, but just rebounded very strongly to go well above the lows of the last 2 weeks. And that's a very good sign. That means that there is a lot of buyers waiting for the dip, There's nothing against the narrative that there is a lot of buyers waiting for the dip. There is a lot of dip buyers, and I'm one of them. I bought today a lot of QQQ and Max 7. And these days, you cannot miss them. I know it's very difficult to buy when you have this type of volatility, but you have to take the opportunity. The Max 7 the same. The Max 7, we were much lower. Actually, we break the level over the last 2 weeks. I told you that we were trading over this range of the two red bars, and we were trading around the range of the Fibonacci retracement of 0.61. We broke, when I saw that we broke that Fibonacci of 0.61, I said, that's it, we're going to go to the 78. Next step, 78, that's mean 42. But thankfully, we rebounded sharply well above the 0.61, well above the lows of the last 2 weeks. And rebounded at the limit of 0.61. That's mean today, we started very, very badly. And those people who panic today and panic sell at the open of the market and during the first few hours of the market, then you see at the closing, they would not have panicked so much, you know. That's why you need to keep your nerves in check and just to be very, very, very controlled, you know. Otherwise, if you look at IWM, we also went down a lot. We went down below the 200 level, you know. And after that, we went to the extended Bollinger Bands level. And after that, we rebounded again. And we closed to the lows of the last 2 weeks. So, you see, the lows have been broken, but then we rebounded sharply to catch the lows of the last 2 weeks. Which means the market wants to defend that level. The same for the QQQ and the SPY. And for the MAX 7, the same also. They want to defend the level. Key stocks, AMD, didn't move so much, which shows really that the price today is good, despite the extreme volatility you see, plus 15, 17, minus 10, same day on the volatility. And despite that, AMD is very stable, which shows that the market has found maybe a bottom for AMD. SMCI the same, Palantir the same, all the key stocks the same. MAX 7, we have a sharp rebound also during the day. Amazon, you see, went down to the Bollinger Band, extended, bam, rebounded from the lower band of the Bollinger Band. Google, 160. Can you believe that? We are now back at the 160. That's the level of August, September last year, you know. I would never believe that we would went from 210 to the level of 160 again. And that's a very strong support, you know. 160, 150. Very, very strong support for Google. Meta. You see all of them, all of the indices and the investment that we're talking about, they all testing the lower band of the Bollinger Band. And that's a statistical number and technical number that's very important. Netflix is doing well, you know. Is a big exception, you know. NVDA almost tested the 100. Remember I told you he's gonna test the 100. It's gonna test the 100. He's gonna test the 100. You see, it almost hugged the 100, but doesn't want to do that. The last time it reached the same level, 103. You see, last time here, then it rebounded. Seems like 103 is the lowest we want to for NVDA. Doesn't want to do the magic 100. Doesn't want to break it. There's a lot of people want to buy NVDA, doesn't want to break it to 100. What a day, what a day. What was very, very exciting, you know. Very exciting. Don't panic. Use it as a very great experience. Don't panic. Let's see now the economic calendar of today. Nothing very important today. We had the Chicago PMI of 47.6. Higher than forecasted, but not so great. It's below 50. So it's a contraction on the PMI number. Otherwise, nothing very important. Tomorrow we get more important figures like ISM manufacturing employment, new orders, PMI. We have the JOLT opening numbers, the job numbers. So tomorrow is probably more important than today. Today on the economic front, nothing really important. So let's check now on the headlines. Market headline. You see? Exactly. Stocks see wild string in run-up to tariff rollout. And when I say wild string, this is like a big wild string today. You see, I'm laughing because, yeah, and I have a lot of money invested, you know. I have a lot of money invested, almost a 7-figure invested in the market. I'm laughing, you know. I'm laughing because I know this is like, oh my God, you know, again, you know. I've seen that many, many times, you know. I've seen that many times. You know, trust me, it's not the worst you can see. Just enjoy, you know. It's like if you go to to a theme park and then you go to a roller coaster, then just enjoy, buckle up and enjoy up and down on the same day. As long as you don't jump out of the car, you don't risk anything. You're gonna go up and down, but you're gonna land very safely at the arrival of the roller coaster. But if you jump out of the car, then this is where you die, you know. Just don't jump on the car. At this point, if you have been through all of this, now buckle up and just hold on. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it. Same, frustration and fatigue hit stock trader in run-up to tariff. Wall Street wants to buy stock market dip. Yeah, exactly. They want to buy the dip, you know. That's what we see today. A lot of investors want to buy the dip. That's all you can conclude for the day of today. Nasdaq 100's worst quarter in years sealed by AI bubble fear. Oh my God, you know. Fed William C. risk higher inflation from tariff. Anyway, Trump tariff set to make history and break a system MAGA loaf. Anyway, you see all these economic headlines all about tariffs and the new normal and Trump to unveil country-based tariff April the 2nd in Rose Garden. And you're gonna announce something, then it's gonna be less than what everybody feared, you know? And then the market will rally. Oh, worst case scenario is gonna be worse than what everybody expecting, and then the market is gonna crash. But I don't believe so. I believe that it's gonna be less severe than what most people think, you know. And that I can bet it, you know. Just relax, you know. And Donald Trump, he liked this game, you know, like the headline says, Trump keeps everyone guessing on his next round of tariff. IMF chief said tariff uncertainty risk drag on global growth. All about tariff and Donald Trump. And he loved the attention and he loved the suspense and he loved everything. But at the end of the day, he's not a stupid man. He's not gonna do crazy stuff, you know. And he's gonna be less severe than what most people think. Anyway, you have only 2 days to wait. 2 days to wait. Bear the next 2 day volatility. Bear today the next 2 days volatility and everything will be fine. Other than that, but I think we can conclude that, you know. You see even stocks, microprocessor, all the chips and so on. You know, look at the level of this, you know. It kept the 200. So we went back to January 2024. So all the 24 profit for the semi gone. I'm invested also in the stocks, you know. All my profit for 2024, all gone. Back to this critical level, you know. This is a critical level. I think this level of 180 for stocks. I'm gonna draw to you a line. You see, is red. Very important support. Cannot go lower than this, otherwise, bang, just collapse below that. Anyway, I don't think so. Anyway, semiconductor. If you buy a basket of semi like this, what do you risk over the long term? You're gonna make money because you need semi for everything that is going to happen in new technology, you know. So what type of risk are you talking? You are just buying cheaper. You are not talking about taking risk. It's like buying on sales. Semi. A basket of the best semiconductor company in the world. What type of risk are you taking? Not so much, you know. Not so much. Anyway. Again, don't panic. Just take it like an adventure, you know. Up and down. Just experience it fully. Once you train your mind, once you train your heart, once you train your nerves to go through this and not jump out of the car and try to flee and so on and so on. Be a man or a woman, you know, and go through this, then you will be proud because now your mind will remember what is it to go through all of this and to get out from the upside, you know. You have to go through this. At least this is the best training that you have for your mind. Best training for your mind. To become stronger, more resilient, more self-control. You have to go through these two experiences. If life doesn't give you opportunity to become stronger, or you're going to become stronger, you need to test your fortitude. And this is not the time. Excuse me, the market is testing you. The market is testing you. Look at the smile I have, you know. Look at the smile I have, you know. What do you think I'm worried? I'm not worried. I'm invested in the best company in the world, best companies in the world. If my company collapse, the world is gonna collapse. It's just temporary, just temporary. And all this Donald Trump stuff is like is a game, all a political game. It's all a game. Don't be distracted by this. Have your long-term objective set. Just be confident you invest in the right company. You hold your ground. Don't sell when everybody is selling. It's like if you sell your house because now there is a panic in the housing market, and then you panic because your theoretical value of your house just cut by half. They say, "Oh, my house is cut by half. I have to sell everything now. Sell the house." No, this is the same for your stock. The difference is that, of course, is a daily liquid investment. Do you see the drop of 20%? Or maybe more, depending on the company you are, but it's just temporary. Today is minus 20. Maybe in 2 years that's plus 200, plus 200%. This is the way it is, investment is like this. And because it is a daily pricing, and then this is what people have a heart attack. But if you had not so much liquidity, you wouldn't have so much heart attack. It's like your house. You don't check your value of your house every day, depending on the market. You only check when you need to sell or you need to buy. But for stock, you don't do that because every day is mark to market. Every day is mark to market. You get a heart attack. It's green, it's red, it's green and red. Then it's very red, then it's very green, then you get excited. Very red, then you panic. Don't play this game, Just stay grounded. You win, you win. You lose. But it's the long term that matters. You make money over the long term. Okay? So thanks so much for watching. We have tomorrow another update and every day. And again, don't panic. This is the most important message I can give you. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thanks so much. Have a good evening. Bye.